Okay, here we are. Little Darth Wiz fantastic. Oh, let's be honest, it's Wiz-tastic reviews. Nobletoyz, Derek Noble, special thanks to him. He's got two stores, one in Bolton, I think is the main one. I think the other one's either in Beamsville. I think it's Beamsville. I could be wrong. I don't know. He'd smack me when he sees me. Anyways, he hooked me up with a whole load of Willow figures. Most of this is all from him. There's one piece up there in the top right that isn't, and then I will show what is and what isn't. Anyways, as I mumble my words, Willow, a fantastic movie. It was a big movie in my childhood. Apparently Phil Tippett, Lex Sivrak, my buddy's hero, did all the costumes, I think, for the most part on it. He had something to do with the film. He used to be a guy that used to work for George Lucas in the original Star Wars. Obviously, Willow was produced and whatever by George Lucas. And a wonderful movie that opened the doors, inspired Peter Jackson to make get the Lord of the Rings movies going. Definitely opened the door a lot wider. I think there's, some other notable films before that, obviously, but nonetheless, I think it was that was one that I think Peter Jackson specifically mentioned. I think I said Peter Jackson. Did I say Phil Jackson before that? Anyways, doesn't matter. Val Kilmer, may he rest in peace. There's a few different variants of this figure. I think I've got two of them. No, I know I have two of them, but there's a third variant, which I'm going to have to pick up at some point. And amazingly, with this whole haul, the one figure he doesn't have is actually Willow, which is really funny. But we'll go through these pretty quickly. They scale really close to dragons, They're not dragons. Britons. I don't know why I keep thinking dragons. But pretty close, sort of. A little close. They're upscaled. They're plastic, a type of plastic anyways. They got an interesting locking system for the, kind of see it there, or stand for the horses. Pretty cool. But, and I like the card backs, but I guess we'll start off with Eric Thaubeer. He was awesome. I think his name's Gavin O'Leary. He just died. He died like 4 or 5 years ago. I think 2021. I did kind of scan Willow on IMDb, International Movie Database. Kind of try to get some info for you guys and gals out there. But there's Mad Mardigan. I need to get him in a nice gold when he's wearing his bronze armor. I think this is sort of more in the Bronze Age. When it's supposed to take place, sort of. I don't know, I could be totally wrong on that. But at least that's the armor. I think it's sort of like kind of Greek era type armor. All right, but that's him. So he's passed away. And now Val, unfortunately, he's passed away. So we'll do another Val Kilmer here. One of my favorite actors. Oh, he's been in so many movies. It's not, I don't even know which. This is one that really stood out in the 80s. The other one was, what the hell was it? Not Weird Science. I'm forgetting the movie, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I remember watching that as a kid. I think that was the first time I had seen Val Kilmer on anything. And then, obviously, Willow was the next big one. I can't remember what else he played in the 80s for some reason. And Val, just an amazing, just an awesome actor. Just a likable dude. Oh, obviously Top Gun. Yeah, and here is, I'm trying to remember her name. Oh, I forgot it already. Her name's Sorsha, but Val Kilmer married her. And she's a fantastic, she was an awesome actress. And they had such good chemistry in the movie. And she really brought it. It's a shame. It's a kind of a movie that it's a cult classic. It should have done better than what it did. I think it was sort of before its time. But anyways, she plays Sorsha, who is the daughter of the queen. Baddie, where is she there? Bad Morda, who's also passed. The actress just recently passed away this month. Yeah, we're getting old. Here's one of the rebel soldiers who is serves, I believe it's the castle of Galador, King Galador, or Lord Gal. I don't know what is. I need to read the background of this film, but you know, they could have made this into a 3-part, like a trilogy. I don't care what anybody says, but it didn't do too well in the theaters. I think it broke even. You know, probably made money on VHS sales, but it had a strong following. But I don't know if it was just a bad release or, you know, it was in 1988. You know, sometimes there's just certain movies that, you know, I don't know. Maybe there's just competition in there. It just didn't get a wide enough release. But here's the Devil Dogs or Death Dog. Yeah, Bad Morda tortured these animals and made them into these horrible doggies. And I guess we'll start off with the wizard here. There he is. That's the one Elwyn I have. That's what they call the little people, dwarves, little midgets. I love midgets. They're great. You know, like how they have their little world. It's neat. You know, but there he is. This actor's definitely passed away. May he rest in peace. He was definitely probably born in early 1900s. You know, it's amazing how many of them are gone. And there she is. I'm forgetting her name, but she just passed away this month. You know, she did a fantastic job. I don't think they did Finn Rizal or what was her name? I'm forgetting her. Was it? Yeah, Finn Rizal. Anyways, but that actor passed away a long time ago too. Like a decade or so, at least. No, actually, I think like in the late 90s, she passed away, along with most of the dwarves. You know, the Elwens. Most of them are all gone now, I think too. Here is I think it's Pat Roach, I think was his name. General Kale. Yeah, he long since passed away. Big dude. He brought it. He was sort of the Darth Vader of the... and they wrapped it all up in one movie, you know. Yeah, just a cool picture. You know, terrifying armor, and he brought it. Kill them! I've destroyed the castle of Galador. Yeah, and then of course the troll. Now they did do the two-headed dragon that Willow, you know, mistakenly creates with Sherlindia. I think it's Sherlindia's wand. I can't speak today, but there's the ugly troll. They did a great job. I wonder who did the makeup and everything. There's and there was a woman actress that was apparently, that's actually a woman, I think, but who knows? Sometimes sometimes IMDb, like it's all messed up, and we won't mention the latest Willow. I never watched it, no need to. But here's a Nukmar soldier, pretty cool. I don't know if they're just, these are kind of faded compared to the originals. You kind of see there he's a darker plastic, where here it's like, I don't know if that's sun fading or what. That's okay, but cool to get the card and him on card. Kind of a Roman Tudor, I forget how you say their helmets, but sort of Celtic Roman. You know, I think this is sort of, I guess this would take place in like just before the Greeks are taken off. I don't know, it's kind of in the Celtic world. Maybe Rome's not a power yet. I'm just making that shit up as I go along. So just agree, just nod your head and agree. Here's a really cool figure. you know, it's sort of Bronze Age slash Iron Age. You know, there was a period apparently that, you know, bronze and iron, like they would still use bronze because bronze was effective. It just, I think just over time, you know, obviously, you know, with economically speaking, iron, which was stronger, makes more sense. And if you can afford it, you have the armor, you know, where bronze would get beaten up faster, right? So you'd have to replace it probably faster. I think, I don't know, talk to some weapons experts. But there he is. He's wearing plate armor. This equipment essentially looks sort of more closer to like, you know, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th century type armor, especially when you start getting more breastplate. But it's hard to say because they found, and I'm no weapons expert when it comes to, you know, sword and spear and shield, but and horse. But they found like a hoplite, like the full heavy armor from Greece. And it was like, I forget how many years BC it was. But, you know, I think it was even before Alexandria's time. So, you know, like it depended, I guess, the economy of war. You know, sometimes they had, you know, they had fully armored, you know, it's like, in one fashion or another, everything's being done before. Here's General Kale on his horse, the white horse. I think that's what he was. I have to rewatch the movie again and actually really watch it. But they did incredible battle charges and things like that. Like, this is an awesome movie. I think people just sleep on it for whatever reason. Maybe because it just has the focus of the Nelwyns in the beginning of the movie. You know, maybe there's just sort of, you know, it opened the doors there. It's a shame. I don't know. I remember being in the lineup and people just wanting to see another Star Wars movie. I remember some of the older, you know, I was a young kid at the time. And I remember people saying, oh, I just can't wait till George is sort of done with these movies and then he'll go back to make another Star Wars. I remember everyone just talking about that in the lineup while we were waiting to go in and see Willow. I absolutely loved the movie, but it's kind of sad though because I knew it was already over. Like it was a one and done deal, unfortunately, where this could have turned into a 3-part series. But this is pretty cool. Kind of looks like almost like a Mongol archer. You know, some sort of Eastern influence, but interesting. But you know what? I wouldn't be, you know, I don't think that's, you know, in different periods of equipment, I don't think it was that. I know chariots were really big and the Celts were masters of that for a while, and the Gauls, but, you know, that sort of technology kind of faded as time went on for whatever reasons. I don't know. But, here's a really cool, this was a cool scene. I remember when Mad Mardigan, he throws, I think he had like not a javelin. It's something, I forget which weapon he had, but it was you know, you twirl it and then you throw it and lob it at the enemy. He takes him right off the horse. But that's when they were on a chariot. I'm trying to remember the movie here, apologies. And of course, General Kale, the Darth Vader, the badass, you know, Pat Roach, apparently a big guy. He was like 6'5", 6'7", I think, 6'8", I think. I don't know. But him and Eric had a good sort of fight scene there when he's like, now you die. And they go at it. So anyways, back to Derek at Nobletoyz. We're 14 minutes into the video here. I called him. I just said, like, you know what? Just send me do an Instagram so I can see what's in your store. And I couldn't really see because my internet was crap, or his was at the time. But I saw he had all the Willow stuff, and I got to see enough. And I was just like, dude, just tally it all up and just sell me everything of Willow. And God bless him. Hats off to him. So thank you, because I've been meaning to pick up some Willow stuff since 1988. I've missed every opportunity to do it, and I forgot about it. But I had no idea really the line was this big. And I don't even have it all. I'm not even sure if I have 3/4 of it or half of it. You know, somebody that's more knowledgeable can let me know. Maybe I really should have Googled a little more before I made this video. But nonetheless, originally I was going there just to get some Star Wars, but then I saw Willow in the corner. I was like, uh-oh. And I got to make it happen because the clock is ticking. And sometimes you just got to do a little sacrifice and, just keep going, right? So I'm sort of catching up here, but the first figure I wanted, because I saw, when he's loading up on Instagram, was this guy, an Imperial Dignitary that I do not have, Kren Blista Vini from Return of the Jedi's in the, well, they call it right here, the Death Star procession, as he's the Emperor's coming out, so he's a background character that they don't even focus on to see. So I don't even think you even see him. I gotta rewatch Return of the Jedi, but there he is. And interestingly enough, I believe that is action figure greater John Rula. If you don't know who he is, give him a follow. One of the best market update channels there is out there. I love watching his videos. Sometimes I don't want to watch his videos because they make me want to spend a lot of money. And from 5 Idiots Toys, Chris Wheelaminister has confirmed that this is in fact relations to John Rula. So he is now Star Wars. It's now canon. John, I know you probably won't watch this video, but nonetheless, there you are. I'll have to get you this figure. Janice Gretus was the other one that I picked up. And another name that's sort of kind of reminds me of like the Holy Roman Empire, like this costume that this buddy has right here. Kind of Eastern, kind of Byzantine, Latin type of tone, which I thought worked really well with Return of the Jedi and the Emperor. Really happy to get him in the collection. The other one that I really need to get is I have to pick up the original Kenner Simu, which they have not made in a modern figure yet, ever. He's only been made once, and it's in the original Kenner. And I think what happened is Hasbro just kind of missed it. They did this one here, which they probably could have used some of the same mold. And this would have been the era to do it when Star Wars was still hot, and you would have got a great figure for the time, and it still holds up well as far as I'm concerned. For what pretty good face sculpt there too for the time. Yes, obviously they could make it, better, by today's standards in the vintage collection. But hey, I'll take that. But they haven't done Simu, which is terrible. Absolutely a travesty. But anyways, we'll get through these and I'll wrap up on Willow. This is not from Nobletoyz. I got this from my buddy Dean, and I don't think I've shown him yet. So there's 8D8. Shout out to my buddy Brett on FET. I know that he was pretty impressed with this figure. Now, what the guy did was, and I bought a couple of these, he cut out the front of the bubble and took the figure out, but kept them on card. Look at that nice unpunched there. Excuse me, a frog in my throat. It's 65 back. There's the free Emperor. So cool. God, the memories, man. Back in '83, walking into a store and these were just stacked. I remember going to see Return of the Jedi. This is actually a Canadian card. There you go, Canada. 43 Hannah Avenue. And there maybe I should send something in the mail. That'd be really funny. And they open it and say, "Hey, I'm looking for my Emperor. Where's the special offer? You're like 43 years too late, buddy." And they would reply if they would. I don't know. Wonder if they still had somebody pull a prank like that. But nonetheless, so Willow, there it is. One of my absolute favorite movies, and awesome, a beautiful movie, fantastic acting, great fight scenes for what it was at the time. Still really good, still excellent. I love it. You're respectful of the time period and everything. These are all going to come off the card. I'm going to take these white stickers, the price tags off on these. I did it. They were on the bottom of these, which I already peeled them off, but on the cards I'm gonna have to use some lighter fluid And I'll do that. So these will all be loose, and I'll just keep the cards as is. But I will be looking to pick up a few of these examples on card. And they even have some, like, I'll eventually get some of these. They're in the package. Like, they're kind of almost like in a box set, similar to what you get in, like, Black Series of today, or, you know, like you have the figure there. They have like a plastic bubble or something that, or it might even be an open. It might even be an open bubble. I'm not sure, but I'll have to look into it. So get a few of these on card, because Willow's a type of movie that I absolutely, just one of my absolute favorites. I used to have the poster. I don't know what happened to it. I remember having the Willow poster, Return of the Jedi poster, and they were all mint. But I can't for the life of me find them. I have to go through my parents' stuff and at their house and see if hopefully they were not given away or something, man. But that would really suck. But I wouldn't mind. This is one that I would like to get a poster of, because Willow was a big part of my growing up. I loved this film. I know there's guys out there that absolutely like it, like Martin Long from the Long Brothers. But, again, my buddy Lack Sivrek, again, he did a video on these, but he had the reflection figures. I think they're reflections, or there's so many different brands. I keep getting them confused now. Apologies. But they did a line of them, and the cards look fantastic. They look really nice, like comparable to like the original art, I think. So I would like to pick up those, and then I think I might do the entire Willow line, everything I can of Willow, and make it happen. So there it is. But there's no rush. Well, there is kind of a rush. It's getting on. So I do want to kind of, this is one focus outside of Star Wars, but it is George Lucas. So there it is. Anyways, we're 22 minutes in. This is a complete long video. I doubt anyone's even watching this at this point, but there it is. Go out there and find some Willow memorabilia. I would not strongly, don't bother with the latest movie. It's terrible. It practically has nothing to do with Willow. I don't know what they were doing there. So, but let's keep it positive. Cheers.